What's up, guys? I have a short experience I want to share with you guys. I think the Lord really put it on my heart to share it with you guys. Yeah, He put it on my heart to share it with you guys. It's an experience that I had many, many years ago, and I think you guys would really love to hear this. It's kind of a scary story, but also kind of, like really exciting at the same time. Also scary and also exciting at the same time. And this happened back in January 2010 or something, or in February. I can't remember, but the Lord put it on my heart to share this experience with you guys. Okay, so hi guys. When I was back in 2010 when I was little, when I was like almost 4 years old. I think that was in January somewhere. My grandpa on my dad's side passed away, from cancer. He died from cancer, so we had to fly to South Africa for his funeral, because my dad is South African from South Africa, and yeah, his father, my grandpa on his side passed away in South Africa from cancer, so we had to fly to his funeral, and and my mother and my sister flew on a different airline. I don't know why we flew separately, but my mother and my sister flew on a different airline, and me and my dad we flew on one of the most dangerous airlines ever. And I would never advise you guys to go on this airline. Like, they flew on a safer airline, and me and my father flew on this airline. This specific airline is an airline I would never advise you guys to go on. It's a very dangerous airline because of how cheap it is and of how old it is. So I just want to tell you guys that so we flew to South Africa with this airline. We also came back here to Israel with the same airline, and we didn't know that something was gonna go wrong. But suddenly, I think on our way back, my father had an inner sense that the plane broke. Something in the plane broke while we were busy flying in the air. It's not like he heard anything break, but he had an inner sense that something broke inside of the plane. The Lord gave him this inner sense, and he had an inner sense that the plane was gonna crash and everything. So he was really afraid, and obviously his inner sense was right because we had to fix the airplane. But I was sitting next to the window, and when I was looking at the window, suddenly, I think I was really focused on the seat in front of me. I was like just a little boy, like just about 3 years and 10 months old, and all of a sudden, I looked to the window accidentally to see the wing a little bit, and all of a sudden I see Jesus Christ standing there with both of his hands lifted up, and he was really a beautiful person, and I could see the glory in him. He had this beautiful blue eyes, and he had all this light in him, guys, and I could really see the glory, and it was just amazing to see him. And then later, when we arrived in Tel Aviv, um, when we landed here in Israel, we arrived in Tel Aviv, and we went to stay over um, at my grandma and my mom's side's house. And then in the middle of the night, my parents were waiting on the Lord there, and he told them that he opened my eyes to see him because he wanted to let me, my father, know that he was protecting us on the way. Because if it wasn't for him who was keeping the plane up, because he was the one keeping the plane up, right? He protects everybody. He protects all of us because he loves us so much. So he was the one keeping the plane up and protecting us. If it wasn't for him, we would have crashed and died, me and my father, and it would have been really terrible. And my mother and my sister would have been absolutely devastated. So yeah, guys, I'm really, really happy that we're alive today and that everything is okay with us. But yeah, that was just really a terrible, experience. That the plane almost crashed and everything. And yeah, but it was also really exciting to see Jesus Christ. I can't believe I saw Jesus. That was the first and only vision that I had of him, guys. That was the first and only vision that I had of Jesus. I hope I'll have another vision one day where I see him and stuff like that, because that would just be marvelous. But yeah, he was so full of love and light, and I felt all the love. I felt such a love that mankind can never ever give one, because that's how Jesus' love is. It's such a strong love. You feel such a love from him, It's undescribable. And when I saw him, I was like I was like screaming to my father inside the airplane that I was like, that I saw Jesus and everything, and I was just really amazed. Like, I can't believe I saw Jesus. And I at that time I didn't know really it's because there was something wrong with the airplane, I didn't know there was something wrong, and I didn't know that he opened my eyes to let me and my father know that he was protecting us, you know? Because if I knew that, I'd be very frightened. I was just like about 3 years and 10 months old, you know? I think we went to South Africa for like 2 or 3 weeks or something. I don't know. I think we came back somewhere in February, like right before I turned 4, because I turned 4 on the 26th of March in 2010. So I think we came back like about a month before I turned 4. And yeah, and this happened on the way back here to Israel from South Africa. It didn't happen on the way there, but I would I would advise you guys to never ever take this airline. It's a very dangerous airline because of how cheap it is. It's so freaking cheap, guys. It's so freaking cheap and so old, guys, that I would never advise you guys to take this airline. You know, my the Lord also showed my parents that next time we should take a safer airline. You know, an airline that's more expensive and not as old, because if we take such a cheap airline or such an old airline, it can be really really dangerous. It can end up really badly, you know. And my father's inner sense was right. We were about to crash if it wasn't for if it wasn't for the Lord protecting us. We were literally about to crash. So yeah, and then if we did crash, that would have been totally from Satan, guys. I wouldn't have been here, and I wouldn't have been telling you guys this experience right now if that happened. So we can just thank God that everything is okay with me and that I'm safe and stuff like that. But this was just a short experience that I wanted to share with you guys. I love you guys very much. May you all be blessed, and may Jesus protect you also from all dangers. And yeah, you all have a lovely day, okay? Bye.